You know, my friends, my Showtime family, my dear audience, and all of you watching right now, there are some things in life we just assume are it. We think that's what's right, that's what's true, that's forever. Like love. We were taught that love should be just one person. It should be exclusive. You need the one. But what if I told you that maybe, just maybe, we're being fooled? What if this idea of monogamy is just a big illusion that we're forcing ourselves to live by, even when it hurts? Have you ever loved someone so much? The kind where you give your all, but in the end, you're still the one who loses? That feeling like you're a fool waiting for nothing, hoping for a broken promise. Me, yes. Over and over again. And with every stumble, every bit of bitterness I felt, one question always came back to my mind. Why does it have to be like this? Why does it have to be just one? Why do I have to keep getting hurt for the same reason? In this video, let's talk about the things we're afraid to admit. The truths that hurt but need to be faced. Join me on a journey. This isn't to convince you, but to open our minds, to ask the whys and find the hows. Let's talk about how I, from being heartbroken by monogamy, learned to embrace an idea that many consider forbidden, wrong, or impossible. Let's talk about polygamy. Are you ready to be hurt, enlightened, and perhaps set free? Come on, let's start this. This is going to be amazing. At first, it was hard to accept. I told myself, how? How do you split your heart? How do you love 2, 3, or more people all at once? Because, right, we're taught that when you love one person, your world should revolve around them. But then I realized, wait a minute. Your heart isn't a pizza that you need to cut into equal slices. It's not like a budget where if you give to one, there's less for the others. Love is like a light. When you turn it on, its brightness doesn't dim, no matter how many people are in the room. It can light up everyone. The only problem is when one bulb, one person you love, suddenly burns out. When they suddenly leave you. It's dark. That's when I thought, it really hurts when you rely on just one bulb. When they're your only source of light. When they're gone, you're like a blind person fumbling in the dark. But what if you had other lights? What if you had other people to lean on? Not to replace them, but to have someone with you in the dark. This is where I learned that loving many isn't about dividing, but about multiplying. Multiplying light, support, and understanding. When one leaves, you won't be hurting alone, because there are others there to catch you. You can't love everyone if your idea of love is about ownership. But if love for you is about caring, you can. You absolutely can. Oh, here we go. Everyone's favorite question. Aren't you jealous? My goodness, if I counted how many times I've heard that, it would probably be more than my wrinkles. But my answer is simple. Before, yes. Very much. I was a jealous person, I admit it. The type where if I just saw someone like their picture, I'd want to hire a private investigator. That paranoid. But as time went on, I realized, what's the root of jealousy? Isn't it fear? Fear that they'll leave you. Fear that someone better will come along. Fear that you're not enough. Insecurity, that's its real name. And that's when everything changed. I asked myself, why should I be afraid? If they truly love me, why would they leave me? And if they leave me for someone else, it means they didn't love me in the first place, right? So why should I be jealous of someone who doesn't even love me? Why should I hurt for a relationship that was just fake? Being jealous is foolish. You're a fool if you let insecurity consume you. Now, when I feel even a tiny bit of jealousy, I tell myself, oh, I don't love them anymore. Because true love trusts. True love is free. It's not a prison. You know one of the hardest parts of monogamy? Limiting yourself. All of a sudden, this is forbidden. That's forbidden. You can't have a close friend of the opposite sex because your partner might get jealous. You can't go out with your friends without them because they might think something. I had such a hard time making friends back then. Because honestly, admit it or not, there's always a little bit of a flirtatious factor at the beginning of all connections, right? That simple, hey, your smile is beautiful, or you're so smart. That doesn't mean you want to date them right away. It's part of human connection, of appreciation. But in the world of monogamy, that's forbidden. Flirting, even the most innocent kind, is considered cheating. So what happens? I just stop trying to make friends. I'd just avoid it. I'd close off my world to just one person. Because it's easier to avoid trouble than to explain that your friend is just your friend. It's sad, isn't it? You're like a prisoner in your own relationship. You lose the chance to meet other people, hear other stories, learn from other perspectives, just because of the fear of jealousy. It's like telling yourself, I'm okay with this, even if it's sad, as long as there's no fighting. There was a point in my life when I said, I'm tired. I'm tired of understanding. I'm tired of adjusting. I'm tired of giving, and then I have nothing. The love you thought would make you happy became a job. It became an obligation. You have to do this so they don't get angry. You have to say this so you don't fight. It's exhausting to love like that. You're like walking on a tightrope. One wrong move and you fall. And because I was so tired, I thought, what if I just let it go? What if I just wore myself out completely? So that when the day comes and they say, I don't want this anymore, I won't be surprised. So that when they say they're not happy with one-on-one anymore, my world won't crumble. There was a dramatic shift in my mind. Instead of fighting the exhaustion, I embraced it. I said, okay love, but get tired. Make this your training ground. So that when they themselves say they don't want monogamy anymore, you'll be ready. You won't cry anymore. You'll just say, okay, so polygamy it is. This isn't a breakup anymore, but a transition. A leveling up in a relationship that's no longer confined by old, suffocating rules. The common question is always, how can you give them enough attention? Let's flip that. What if your focus on just one person is the problem? When you're focused on one, every little thing gets blown out of proportion. Their slow reply, they're liking someone else's post, they're forgetting your monthsary, which doesn't even matter. All of that becomes a huge issue because they're the only one you're looking at. You have nothing else to focus on. You're like someone with a magnifying glass pointed at all their imperfections. That's suffocating for them, and it's maddening for you. But if your focus is on many, your perspective changes. You won't take it so hard if one person is busy or has their own world. Because you have other people to put your energy into. This isn't about neglect, but about giving space. And this is also where you test true loyalty. If they're loyal to you and your arrangement, they won't get angry. They won't cheat. Because what else would they look for outside if they can tell you everything? If they're free to be themselves, true loyalty isn't forced. It's freely given by people who are happy and content with what you have. This is the classic reason for breakups, right? They cheated on me. And then you cry, mope, and tell yourself, where did I go wrong? You post cryptic messages on social media to send a hint. Girl, what are you, Morse code? Stop that. I've been there. My ex's reason was that he needed space. Well, that space he was talking about came with another tenant. Wow, my grandpa was a real estate mogul. At first it hurt. I felt so ugly, so boring to be with. I blamed myself for everything. But one day I just woke up. I said, wait, why am I the one suffering? He's the one who cheated. He's the one with the problem. Why am I acting like the sky is falling? If that's what he wants, if that's what he's looking for, then go for it. Leave the ex. Not out of anger or revenge, but out of acceptance. I accepted that we weren't meant for each other because we wanted different things. He wanted to cheat secretly. I wanted out in the open. Just kidding. But seriously, if he cheated, then I'll find someone else. And not just one, I'll find someone else. And another one. If he can't be content with one, why should I be content with none? Move on, level up, collect them all. Let's face the truth. Monogamy, as a concept that works for everyone, is dead. It's in the cemetery. Along with dinosaurs and dial-up internet. What percentage of relationships today are truly monogamous? How many aren't fooling each other? So many people pretend to be happy with one-on-one, But behind the scenes, they have work husbands, text mates, chat buddies, and all sorts of other aliases for flirting. We're just fooling ourselves. We're trying to squeeze ourselves into a box that no longer fits in this day and age. So for me, there should be a new law. Not a law in Congress, mind you, but a law in our hearts and minds. It's time for a polygamy law. A law where honesty is the foundation, where communication is key. A law that says it's okay to love more than one, as long as everyone knows and everyone agrees. Why do we keep hiding it? Why do we keep lying? The lie is more painful than the truth that you have a shared partner. It's time to declare monogamy dead. Let's bury it and plant something new in its place. A garden with many flowers, not just one rose wilting in sadness. You know, there's a big difference between the loyalty of a friend and the loyalty of a romantic partner. Friendship, that's where the brain is loyal. Because your friend gets all your flaws, all your imperfections, even your bad life choices. But they're still there. They won't leave you. They won't make a fool of you, because your connection is based on logic, shared experiences, mutual respect. A friend's brain doesn't just change easily. It's solid, I promise. That's why sometimes we trust our friends more than our romantic partners, right? But when it comes to relationships, oh, that's a different story. The heart becomes loyal there. And the heart, wow, it's messy. It changes. Sometimes it's even selfish. Today it loves you, tomorrow maybe not. And that's where everything breaks down. If you mix friendship with a relationship, it's 100% ruined. Because the loyalty of the brain is defeated by the craziness of the heart. So here's my advice. Don't give everything. Don't make a romantic relationship the center of your world. Save some for your friends. Save some for yourself. Because in the end, when your heart is broken, your brain-loyal friends will be the ones to pick you up. I learned this the hard way, I promise. Before, when I entered a relationship, I'd go all in immediately. As in, on the first date, I was already thinking about what our kid's last name would be. That intense. The result? I was always the one who lost. I was the one who got hurt more. I was the one left behind. Because I invested too much emotion. I gave away my best hand too soon. So now, my strategy has changed. My mantra, always, just casual. This doesn't mean you don't care. It just means you won't get carried away by emotions right away. Take it slow, just chill. Keep everything casual so that if they suddenly change, if they suddenly cool off, you won't be too affected. Let them wonder. Let them realize what they're missing. When they feel like you're not head over heels for them, that's when they'll start to wonder. That's when they'll think, wait, why does she seem so unfazed? And when they come to their senses, they'll be the one to fix things. They'll be the one to chase. They'll be the one to find a way to prove themselves to you. Flip the game. Don't always be the one on the hook. Let them be the ones afraid of losing you. This is probably the most important lesson I've learned from everything I've been through. You need to engrave this in your mind, your heart, your conscience. People's feelings are not equal. Just because you love them so much doesn't mean they're as intense about you. Just because you can give everything for them doesn't mean they can do the same for you. There's no measure. There's no weighing scale in love. There's always one who loves more, gives more, hurts more, and you need to accept that. Don't expect them to return your love in the same way. Because feelings, you can't change them. You can't force someone to love you. You can't command their heart. But do you know what you can change? What can change is behavior. They can change their behavior for you. They can be more caring, more loyal, more present. But they'll only do that if they want to. And if they don't want to, there's nothing you can do. Accepting that feelings are unequal isn't giving up. It's a way to protect yourself from disappointment. Love them, but also love the truth. So, what's the point of all this? Do I want all of us to become polyamorous now? No. What I want to convey is this. We have choices. Let's not let old concepts and societal expectations trap us. Monogamy, polygamy, being single, these are all just choices. There's no right or wrong. as long as no one is getting hurt, no one is being fooled, and everyone is happy. The most important thing is to be honest. First with yourself, and second with the people you choose to love. Ask yourself, where am I truly happy? If you're happy with monogamy and it works for you, then good for you. Keep it up. But if you're feeling suffocated, if you're tired of getting hurt, if you feel like something's missing, maybe it's time to look at other doors. Maybe it's time to consider that love doesn't have to be limited. It's not a competition where one person has to win. It can be a community, a family built not by blood, but by love, trust, and acceptance. Don't be afraid to be different. Freedom in love doesn't mean freedom to hurt. It's the freedom to build connections that are real and honest, in a way that suits you best. It's about breaking free from the chains of expectation and finding your own amazing truth. So whatever you choose, make sure it's what sets you free. Because in the end, the most wonderful love is the love that gives you peace. And that's my wish for all of you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment below what your amazing thoughts are on this. Ciao.